What's going on, everyone? Hope everyone's doing good. We'll be starting in a few minutes, so take your time filtering on in and get yourself a drink, a snack, whatever you feel like. I don't expect tonight to be a long Tony talk. I know Tony is on flights and not even in Florida tonight. I believe he's in Texas, so Um, he's making time. He had all kinds of mess ups. If you guys read the announcement from yesterday with his flight getting canceled, and that's kind of thrown things off for him. But we are still out here. Hopefully, you didn't forget about us. If not, we'll roll with it. I got a few things I could talk about, but we'll give him a few minutes. I know he's a busy guy, but I hope everyone's doing well. I'm gonna pop open general chat. That way I can read. You guys have any comments, questions, concerns, we are out here. Um, interesting market. Obviously, you guys know that. I don't know about you guys. I'm watching from the sidelines the whole Luna UST. Now it's looking like people are scared of Tether and USDC. If you guys have any money in stable coins, I hope for one, I hope it wasn't UST. Um, if it's Tether, just be very careful. Tether's always been rumored that is it really backed by anything kind of thing? Is it a big scam, fraud, whatever? Not so much a scam, but um they kind of have dodged around the question of whether or not there's actually any real money tied up in Tether or if it's all just a crypto Ponzi. And they've gotten away with not really having to testify. USDC, there's a lot more understanding that there actually is some sort of assets that are backing it, but who really knows? Nobody really knows at the end of the day, unless the SEC gets involved, and that's a whole other thing. Once the SEC does get involved, here we are. Crypto's a lot less fun. But I guess that's a topic for later or another day. But just be careful whatever you guys leave your crypto in. And exchanges. If you guys don't know by now, not every exchange, they're not federally insured. So, for example, Coinbase in the past has been hacked and lost millions of dollars. Crypto was stolen from people's accounts, all kinds of stuff. They thankfully have enough reserve they did the right thing and replenished everyone that was affected, but that might not always happen depending on how big of an attack or what exchange. Always be careful. If you have significant amounts of money, put them into a decentralized wallet. Put them in a cold wallet if you can. Cold wallets are the saving grace when it comes to this wild, wild west of crypto that we're in. But I'm not here to lecture you guys on crypto safe habits, but still no Tony. Let me see if he read my message. If not, I'll keep it short and sweet. I'll give you guys a little bit of inside intel on some of the thing. I won't spoil it, but some of the things that are happening and why some of the things aren't happening on the schedule that we originally predicted. But we'll give Tony another 2 minutes and then we'll jump into it. Um if you guys are in any projects, you probably have noticed that a lot of them have gotten quieter over these last few weeks. Pretty much everybody, I'm sure you guys are not excluded from this. Pretty much everybody was affected by this crypto crash. The market's crashing, but everything involved. Um, some projects pause development when their money's down because a lot of them keep their money. If they're an Ethereum based project, they keep it in Ethereum, and then they just lost 50% of their budget, if you will. And that's tough for for real companies that have insurance to lose 50% of profits, and let alone a company that is not insured and not even a lot of these people are, amateur startups. They're not even real companies, don't have business experience. It's very difficult for them to figure out how to manage these markets as well. So, crypto is great for decentralization, but when it comes to people sticking to their word, sometimes that is, well, this is what you get in decentralization, and it's sad, because the space will be successful. It's just it's gonna take longer than it needs to when you have bad actors, rug pulls, people not delivering on promises. I mean, we're still all so early. It's crazy, and I can't imagine a day where there is no regulation in crypto. There will be some sort of even now, if you want to purchase Bitcoin, it's very hard to purchase Bitcoin without the feds knowing you purchased Bitcoin. That's just the day and age we're in. Everything can be tracked electronically. But those people that truly want decentralization, there is ways to get crypto around that. Um, it's not easy though. The average Joe is not going to be able to do that. So it's interesting times. The feds don't want to be involved with crypto, but they want to regulate it. Mostly for taxes, but you guys know how that goes. So that being said, I guess I gave Tony his 2 minutes while I rambled, so I will kind of jump into things. I wasn't prepared to solo this, so not only is this Tony Talk Tuesday, but on a Wednesday, it's Tony Talk Tuesday, but on a Wednesday without Tony. So interesting, but we'll roll with it. So I'm gonna go with some of the things I expect you guys to have some questions about, and then I'll kind of give you guys a little bit of a inside scoop on what we're still doing. So first things first, as you guys know, if you've been attending any other Tony Talks, you know that game development is still being worked on. That has not stopped. That's one of the great things about Warrior Alliance and what sets us apart from a lot of these other projects that maybe don't have as much business experience as some of the our founders do, or that maybe weren't careful with their funds they raised. And if we can go way back, guys, if you remember, our game development was contingent on 100% mint out. And like I understand like that's shitty for a lot of projects to say, hey, we're gonna develop these things you guys want, but only if we're successful in selling everything. But in reality, these things cost money to develop. So a lot of projects have to do that because they don't want to commit to something and be held legally liable if they don't, CYA cover your ass. So a lot of these teams do have to say, hey, if we don't hit 80 or 100% mint, we're not going to have the funds to do this. And then we're going to have to do something different, or it becomes a community profile picture project, whatever. Thankfully, we have some badass founders that are going to see this through. And Tony's been on the record here before, even stating if it has to come out of his own pocket, that's something he's willing to do. Thankfully, we don't have to do that. We just are going to slightly change up our roadmap of game development because when you do, oh, Tony's here. He's made it, everybody. It's not Tony Talk without Tony today. It's Tony Talk with the tardy Tony. Let me see if we can get him on up. While we wait for that, hello?
Hey, can you hear me?
I can. Welcome.
Hey, what's going on, brother?
Nothing. I was gonna kind of wing it solo, but I'm glad you're here.
Yeah, made it. I made it. Thank God. My ears are working. So
Yeah, that's good. Audio is much better today. Maybe you should
is
stay in
it good?
Texas.
Yeah, for real. I'm in the middle of a dinner meeting. So
Oh, I got you.
yeah. What's going on? Does everybody hear me?
Yeah, I'm sure they can. I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay. What's going on, guys? Just wanted to come on here for a few minutes and just give you a couple updates on what the team has been talking about. Josh, what have you gone over so far?
I've been
What have you
rambling, to be
told them?
honest with you. We talked about state of the crypto again, and then I talked briefly about reminding people that we're still developing the game in the background despite not 100% mint. Some of those things, we're still delivering on that.
Yeah.
And then you kind of popped in before I jumped to the next topic. So
Go ahead. Finish up. Finish up with everything you got to say. Um,
sure,
what are you going to talk about? What we talked about the last meeting that we had?
I'm gonna be very careful with what I say, but I'll
Okay,
mention a few things about it.
go ahead. Yeah, finish up the stuff, and then I'll give my
Sure,
2 cents on what I think about everything.
sounds good. So guys, to finish what I was saying, obviously our roadmap with the game, you guys know we've been very transparent about that. Will change slightly. You guys are still, going to be able to beta test and participate in that. But we know that just as much as important is the NFT side of the game, there is a lot that can be grown from a user base side on the free to play. So even if our roadmap changes a little bit, we're still working on the game. It's still Darren and his team still working. That doesn't stop just because crypto's down. So that's hopefully everyone can feel assured here that although the subjective value of the NFT on secondary market might be lower than we'd all like to see right now. If you're focused on the long term, just know that we didn't stop because the market's down. We're still here grinding. And understand a lot of people, uh, as much as people say don't trade off emotions, that happens in both stocks and crypto. So when people are down, their investments are down, they're not as happy and enthusiastic. They don't frequent the discords that they normally do. A lot of them go back and they focus on their 9 to 5 because their crypto they're writing off right now because it's down so bad. So understand that a lot of these projects, even the ones that are still developing, are gonna sound like they're a little bit more quiet and people aren't as interested because the ordinary investors that bought the NFTs are, maybe not coming around as often as they used to or as enthusiastic or bullish on crypto anymore. So that's a cycle that if you guys are new to the crypto space, happens all the time. We get a lot of new traders, a lot of volume when we're in a bull market, and when things are looking a little bearish, people disappear. Crypto's a rug, everyone cries. It's rinse and repeat. Um, the real winners will be the ones that can diamond hand and hold through the bear market. So I hope you guys are still holding with us, and if not, if you're still kind of listening in, we still appreciate you coming around and showing support. That being said, jumping into the next topic. So ammo token. We left the pre-sale open. I think it's been over 2 weeks now at this point. We were shooting for 1.5 to 2 weeks, and I'll explain why. I think you guys can probably assume why we have not closed it. There's just we're not in a hurry to launch this token in this current state of the market. Obviously, nobody has a magic crystal ball that can tell them when we're gonna see a reversal, but experts are saying that this may be a little bit more extended than what we initially anticipated. So that being said, launching a token right now would be the death of our token. It would just there would be no volume, and it's very hard to promote a token that has existed for months just because the bear market has hit. Like, oh, ammo token's been released for this NFT project that not everyone's heard of for 6 months. Now the bull market hits, and now we start marketing a token that's existed for 6 months. Most investors that are not already in the NFT project are going to turn their heads and not pay any attention to our token. So as much as it is a utility driven token, it is useful to have that growth during a bull market. That would be better for everyone that bought in early or bought pre-sale as well for the token. So we haven't 100% decided on exactly what our execution for the token will be in the upcoming weeks here. But just know if you guys have not bought pre-sale yet, we are not going to be kicking this off into public in the near future or anything like that. Some things we are talking about, which this is some alpha for you guys that anyone in here will not get in an announcement yet. So this is the first time we've said anything about this. Is we're more than likely going to be closing off pre-sale, um, or pausing it, if you will. And just because there's no sense in leaving it open, what happens when we leave it open is the vesting period still runs. So if we were to pause pre-sale for 6 months from now, when we decide to open trading, well, you guys technically have met your your 6 months hold time, or you got your 0.5% every day kind of thing. So that would all be claimable when we open it back up, even though we paused the ability for anyone else to buy into pre-sale until later. So that kind of makes things a little bit more complicated on just pausing altogether. But what we are probably going to do is pause pre-sale and reopen at a later time. And at that later time, I have to confirm with Toby or Dev, but I believe anyone that buys in later, their vesting starts from the day that they buy in. So if you bought in early, your tokens technically will unlock earlier when we open trading than anyone that waits until after we pause and we reopen pre-sale for later. Now, I know if I was an investor and I bought into this token and I got ETH because I didn't know how long I had and bought it in a hurry, my first question would be like, well, geez, like I bought in early and uh, now it's gonna be paused. I could have just waited this whole time. So obviously that's something we thought about. And although we won't be able to make everyone happy in every scenario, we will be rewarding the people that buy pre-sale before pause. I won't say exactly how yet, but it may involve something special being included in our next collection for you guys. So, by the way, the next collection will be, without giving too much away, our supplies. It's gonna, have some supplies that will be both collectibles and some in-game usage. So, and that will also include our crates for staking. So, included in that whole collection will be more than just crates. And it's going to be really cool down the road when the game starts to scale. We can add to that collection and add all kinds of cool additional holiday theme things, and it can be expandable, which is great. If you guys are familiar with how NFT tokens work, the 721 ERC token is how most NFTs operate, and then the 1155 is considered a fungible token, and which, if you guys aren't doing your research on crypto, non-fungible and fungible tokens are very different. But it allows us to do some great things and enable us to add on to the collection too. So that's all I'm going to say for now. We will have some more information coming out on what that means. But if you guys were on the fence about pre-sale, um, what I don't think we're going to do is announce when we do the snapshot and uh, close it off like with a ton of notice. For example, I'm not going to say, oh, you guys have 2 weeks to buy your pre-sale, because everyone's going to wait until the last very minute, buy their pre-sale, and then the people that were good early supporters and jumped right in because they trust the team, they the reward isn't as sweet for them. We really do want to support those that support us by doing some cool rewards. So it'll probably be like a short, maybe you got 24, 48 hours to get your ETH in here and buy pre-sale if you're thinking about it. That way, everyone that was early um, doesn't feel like they kind of got the short end of the stick. Um, then when, time comes down the road, we don't know how long this bear market will look. The game's still going to be developed in the meantime. The people that bought pre-sale are going to get um, the mysterious prize that we have not disclosed yet in the next collection, um, which we don't have to wait for the token to really use. So that's a good thing. We can launch that collection whenever, but I won't, we don't have a date decided yet. When we do decide to launch that ammo token and give people pre-sale, a little bit of time before we launch public, maybe the market's starting to turn around, we're going to launch ammo token now. The people that bought in early, they have more tokens that they can claim. So if they decide they'd like to trade or sell or transfer to another wallet, they can do more with their tokens. And the people that buy after the pause will have longer to vest. And of course, anyone that buys on public launch is not vested, but they'll buy at a higher price. So I think that adds a lot of value for anyone that kind of went blindly into this and bought pre-sale allocation. Just kind of leaning into what you know about us and our team and trusting us. So we want to make that as advantageous for you guys as we can without completely swaying it and killing the token on launch, because there's too much value to pre-sale investors and they can tank the chart. So um, we'll provide more details on that, of course. But that's what we're looking at right now, and I'm sure we'll have some more dialogue around this because it's not something that we've even hinted at thus far. Um, I did just get a question in DM by Snapdragon. Can you buy now and then again after the pause? So the answer to that is no, unless we decide to go back on what we said about one transaction for pre-sale. You will not be able to do that because it only will allow one transaction and the other ones will fail. So you get one opportunity to buy your pre-sale allocation. If we get an alarming amount of people that are like, I didn't buy enough, I want to buy more, we can talk about that. But as it stands right now, it's limited to one. Good question though. So, yeah, be on the lookout. We are going to have some exciting new info on what that will be for those people that bought the pre-sale token. It's not going to be anything, you know, so I guess, overpowered to the point where if you can't afford to buy your pre-sale allocation right now, that you're gonna be kicking yourself, and you should sell everything you have at a loss just to be able to buy this. I wouldn't say that, but it will be some cool collectibles and have some potential usability in the game, and of course, even potentially have some more value down the road because they will be limited edition and rare. So that's all I'll say on that for now. Um, Tony, if you'd like to chime in now and state your piece.
Yeah. So pretty much everything that Josh says, I concur with it. You hear from the horse's mouth. Okay. My biggest thing right now, everybody, listen. You guys know that I've been a straight shooter. I don't give you fluff. You know what I mean? That's just not my style. Everybody knows that the market is shit right now. Everybody knows crypto's, and everybody's lost money. Every single person in crypto, if you're still holding crypto from where you were holding 3 or 4 months ago, you've lost money, right? Every single, pretty much every single project is down 50, 60, 70, 80%. So us knowing that, right? The team knowing that, you guys knowing that, everybody knowing that. Now it's everybody's time to hunker down, right? This is not the first time this has happened. This has been many, many times before in crypto. This is probably the first time maybe in NFTs world, but remember, NFTs almost attached to crypto. Everything in the NFT world is kind of the crypto, the same people, right? So right now, what we're doing now is we're gonna try to give back to the people that decided for the pre-sale to invest with us, right, with the team. Going to give something back to you guys since you guys decided to stick with us. Um, and everyone else with the NFTs and the Genesis and everything else, we all got to hunker down. And since the day one, I've always said that this project was a long-term investment, right? My biggest thing right now that I'm working on is the free-to-play version of the game. Okay, you guys are obviously going to be the first ones to get the beta. You guys are going to be testing it. You guys are going to be doing everything. But the more emphasis I put on the free to play version of the game now and build a badass game with great marketing on the free to play side, get the geeks and gamers on there, get some real big name brands on there. Like right now, I'm sitting down on a table with the CEO of 2A Warehouse, okay, which is one of the biggest ammo manufacturers in the country, if not the biggest, okay. Spent the entire day doing their stuff, trying to get brands to collaborate with Warrior Alliance for the free to play version of it, where they can be in the game, right? For branding, for marketing, and all that type of stuff. If we can get, I don't know, let's just say a number out there, 50,000, 150,000, or 250,000 people playing the game. That's only going to help you when this market goes back up, which it will, in time, the next 6 months, year and a half, 2 years, whatever it may be. That is only going to give your NFTs, the guys that held the longer, more value. Period. Because when you guys have your demigods that are custom made NFTs and all this type of stuff, you're playing the game, even if you're playing the free to play version, because the play to earn version hasn't finished up doing with all the ammo token, all this stuff, because the crypto is not where it needs to be. It doesn't matter because people are going to see your stuff and they're going to be like, man, I want that. So you have 250,000 people pay. God knows, 500,000, a million, whatever it is, right? The more the better, because the more people we have and the more brands we have pumping into the free to play version, which has nothing to do with the crypto market, which has nothing to do with the NFT side. It's only going to give the NFT side and our token and everything more value, and that's the long term play for me, right? I have to build a phenomenal game. I have to build a game that everybody loves to play, so that when you guys are playing it with your demigods and with your NFT and your characters, even though you might not be able to make money right off the back, maybe because we finished the free to play version before we finished the play to earn version, or whatever it may be, because right now the token is, crypto's shit and all this bullshit. It doesn't matter because you're still going to be able to put your NFTs in there. You're still going to be able to play the game, and people are going to be like, "What the fuck? I want that guy," And they're going to be like, "How come he has that?" And then they're going to realize that little by little, I was like, "Holy shit, he owns that character. That's his character. That's his, demigod or whatever you want to call it, right?" So that's the vision that I have right now. Uh, but yes, it is a long play. It is a long play. But we're still here, right? How many projects have already quit? I'm not a quitter. I've never been a quitter, so I'm not gonna quit. I'm still here with you guys. I'll be here. I try every week. Sometimes, like, I was in Utah for the last 4 or 5 days on an event that I had. My flight got canceled yesterday. I didn't get home back till late at night. I couldn't make the Discord, so I said, "Fuck it." You know what? I had to fly earlier today in the morning to Texas, and I'm here in a dinner meeting, and I'm out here talking with you guys when I'm supposed to be inside. I have my food waiting for me. I'm probably getting cold, but instead I'm out here talking with you, right? So I'll do what I gotta do. Little by little, we play the game, and we figure things out. Every week we figure something out, and we keep moving forward. The game is being done. I don't give a fuck what I gotta fucking do. The game is gonna get fucking done, and it's gonna be a badass fucking game when I'm done with it. So at least you know that that's happening, right? And as long as that's there, and I'm talking to you every week, you know that I'm here with you, and I'm gonna keep moving forward. So I'm gonna leave the rest to Josh. I want to just come in and say that to you guys. I'm gonna go back to this dinner. I hope you guys just I'm telling you, man, you got to be patient. You got to be patient. Everybody right now is hurting. Every single person is hurting. Be patient with us. Think of this as think of that NFT as like, you know what? I'm just going to put it away. And little by little, we're going to see what happens. And in the next 2 or 3 years, then we'll reap the benefits of being patient. In life, sometimes you have to be patient. That's the bottom line. You got to be patient. I learned it the hard way. I'm a very patient person when it comes to certain things, when it comes to business, but nobody can control crypto, man. Crypto is its own world, its own volatility, and now that we're in the NFT world, and NFTs is the same shit. All these NFT gurus, and all these NFT influencers, where the fuck are they now? Nowhere. You know why? Because they're not real businessmen. They try to make a quick buck off NFTs. They get a Bored Ape for $500 and they make a couple $100,000 and they think they're businessmen now. I've been in this fucking game over a decade, and I own several businesses and they're all successful. They all make money, and I'm still here. So just want to reiterate that. Bottom line is what works. What works is the long, hard working person that continues to move forward little by little, inch by inch. And any real business person that's been an entrepreneur or someone has built up, ground up companies from nothing, they'll tell you the same exact thing. You know what I mean? So I hope you guys have a good night. Sorry I gotta go so soon. Just gotta make sure this gets done correctly and we get some support from some of these brands. Okay, you guys have a great night.
Cool. Thanks,
night.
Tony. All right, guys. So you heard it from the man himself. As I have been and Tony's been reiterating over and over and over again, this is a long-term project. This game is happening. This isn't a, project that is just a profile picture is going to disappear when the hype dies down. This is something that, like anything in the market, is going to have ups and downs, and we're affected by the volatility of crypto as well. But we're still here, we're still building, and this is something in the long term that I think everyone's going to really enjoy and be glad they stuck around. That being said, I do have one other thing to share with you guys. I don't want to give away too much because it is contingent on a few things. I know I always say that I don't want to give away too much. I apologize. I like to under promise and over deliver instead of the lateral. So, that being said, we are looking at potentially hosting a large. I don't want to say large. Like I said, under promise, over deliver. We want to host a tournament. We're thinking about using Warzone as our game. Um, what we can there's still a lot of details that need to be worked out. This is not something that's going to happen overnight. There's a lot that has to be put in to make this happen. But if you guys are, I know a lot of you guys over here frequent Dystoria. If you're involved in any other projects that are building a play to earn game or any projects of similar size to us, similar Discord or holder size to us that might be interested in working with us. What we are looking for right now is communities that are also ideally gaming focused. Maybe they're building their own game, or it's just it's for a game already, their NFT. And we're looking for somebody to essentially partner with us. Where in order to participate in this tournament, you'll need to hold an NFT from whatever projects we work with, or Warrior Alliance, and you'll register for the contest, and we'll have some prizes. That's something that we need to discuss with some of these teams. Maybe they want to sponsor us and put up a little bit of ETH for prizes, maybe some NFTs. And it's just something to give back to the community, and kind of everyone's so competitive in this space where we got people trying to prove that their project is better than others. And I've said this before, we all win when we help each other win. If we can grow this space together, everyone that's here now is still so early, will all succeed. It's just that's how this space works. If you're in the right projects and you're early enough, that's how you win in this space. So if we can work with some of these other projects that are still growing, that's exactly what we want to do and put on a show for everyone, probably stream it on Twitch. It's not set in stone that we are 1000% doing this, but this is something that Sonoris and I are going to start working on and getting in place where you guys can help with the community. Please don't hit me up if you're running your own NFT project and you got 200 Discord members. I fully support you guys, but the whole point of this is to grow and raise awareness about the project. You can hit me up. We might be able to include you somehow, but that's not really what we're looking for as far as including you in the required NFT to be able to participate. But if you guys are in some projects of similar size to us that are gaming focused, if you have connections to the founders, the staff, if you're on the staff team, open a ticket. Ping at outreach. It's its own custom role. Sonoris and I have access to those, and explain to us what community you're from. Don't send links because the bot will punish you. We'll figure out how to get links from you after we establish communication. And in the meantime, if you're involved with us, we'll keep you up to date on where we're at with that timeline. Otherwise, the rest of the community will get updates here and there as some of that planning goes into place. So I don't have a timeline on when we're going to run that, but it's something we're very interested in growing awareness, not only about Warrior Alliance, but also just having fun at the end of the day. Everyone that's involved in these gaming NFTs, kicking back, having a weekend to play some games together, and maybe see who comes out on top. Is it Warrior Alliance? Is it one of our allies who's got the best Warzone players? And if it goes well, we can build off of that and do it again. More projects get involved, bigger prizes. We can have it pushed on some social medias. We can play different games. So we're looking to just build off of what this is all about: community and having fun and video games. So that's all I got for you guys tonight. Like I said, if you got somebody in mind, open a ticket, ping at outreach, let us know the name of the project. Don't send links. We'll get in contact with you guys and discuss further. If you guys missed any part of this Tony Talk tonight, I will have it live on YouTube shortly with the link posted in our video vault. And I will catch you guys in the meantime. Please, 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 if you need anything, ping me in the Discord. I have 2 small children, and I do not read the Discord all day long. I do miss a lot of messages. But if you ping me, I will get back to you. So thank you all. Appreciate the support. We will talk very soon. Thank you, thank you, thank you for showing up to these Tony Talks. It means a lot. Peace out.